My baby girl, Kashadina, is officially 9 weeks old, and potty training in the house has been going pretty interesting to say the least. So I wanted to come here on YouTube to give you guys some specific tips, especially with a puppy like a Great Dane, when they are absolutely 100% not going to be pottying in the house for the rest of their life, right? How do you potty train a puppy temporarily inside while they are getting their shots and vaccines and all of those important things before you let them outside so that they don't get parvo or any other harmful, dangerous diseases, etc.? Right, so we have been using our turf grass system. Those of you who are already our students, you know that we have talked in our program Puppy Basics about the importance of a system like this versus the traditional potty pads or the fancy schmancy potty pads that look like rugs these days. If you are not already a student of our program Puppy Basics, you can find it in the link in my description box. It is an awesome class for you guys to help you really master the first 24 hours home with a brand new puppy, whether you are shopping or adopting, no shame over here, and how to really best take advantage of the first 7 days at home. So we talk about crate training, managing separation anxiety, potty training, right? And nutrition, enrichment, fun, games, so many other things that you can do with your puppy in that first week home to not only foster a healthy bond with them, but give them the proper training structure from day one in your house. She's small, she's cute now, but eventually this is going to be a 150, 200-pound dog, and we want to make sure that as the loving dog mom that I am, I'm not out here breaking my nails, being dragged down the street by my Great Dane, or, having just a chaotic big dog in my home. One thing that has been helping us is this potty turf grass system that you see right here. It replaces the need for, again, traditional potty pads that lay flat on the floor, or the new age Amazon, TikTok fancy rugs. You want to use a turf grass system to make sure that you are training their nose, their mind, all of their senses to pottying on the grass, so that when you transition outside, it is much easier. For more information on how to train specifically on a system like this, sanitation things, where to get it for the cheap, where to get it for the low, and how to use attractant solution with pheromones and stuff like that to make sure that for scent purposes, also training her nose to smell where is the appropriate area to go potty. And these are some transferable skills that'll be to her benefit to have once we begin training for hunting when she is much, much older. For those of you who do not know, Great Danes are beautiful, majestic creatures, but they also get a bad rep sometimes, that people say that Great Danes are lazy. Great Danes were specifically bred for hunting boar and protection, right? So these are gentle giants, but certainly working dogs as well. She is quite spoiled, so she'll definitely be living a very luxurious life of hunting and having fun and living her best life outside of that. Give me that. That's my robe. Say hi. Hello, girl. Another potty training tip that I would recommend is setting a routine schedule. So potty training is going to take some consistency from you, mama. If you are someone who likes to sleep in, you want to at least try to establish a routine that says, hey, when I get up at 8 or 9, I am immediately going to let her out and take her to the potty space or take her outside to potty. that timing that you let her out each and every morning needs to be consistent in order for you guys to master this. So if you are someone who likes to sleep in a little late, create a realistic schedule for yourself so that you can hold yourself accountable and you are not creating opportunities for accidents. Because you got to think, a puppy's bladder is only but so big right now when they're young, and they are going to need to use the bathroom, especially if you have them in the crate all night. And you don't have the option to have the crate door open and have them contained in their own little room where they could get out, sleep over here in the crate, get out in the middle of the night, pee in the potty over here, and then get back in the bed, so to speak. Right? If you do have this ability to create a space for your pet like that, please, please, please do so. It does not take too much. Trust me, there is no way to truly spoil a puppy rotten. She needs this space to run around, to play, to explore, so that, again, she's not ripping and running through my house, beating up my couches, right? Chewing up furniture, chewing up shoes. She has her own room where she can be 100% contained, content, and have fun here. Mommy comes in here to play with her. She is absolutely still allowed to roam the rest of the house. Don't get me wrong. She absolutely still is allowed to roam the rest of the house. But when it comes to where her chill spot is, she has her own room. I don't got to worry about that. So create a schedule that works for you, right? They're going to need to go potty multiple times a day. So that first time you let them out, let's say maybe 8:30 or 9, let that be your everyday time, which means you may have to wake up earlier than that because you're still going to have to do everything that you need to do when you first get up in the morning as well. So if her out time is 9 o'clock, you might want to wake up at 8 or 9 or 8:30 so that you have adequate time yourself. Self-care is important, mama, to do what you need to do, for you to use the bathroom and get your coffee, tea, whatever, your smokes, right? Wake and bake, whatever. And then by the time 9 o'clock comes around, she will be eventually trained to wait till 9 and expect that that's the time that you're going to come let her out so that she can go potty and do all of those things. Set the same time frame for the afternoon, and then several times before dinner, after dinner, before bed, etc. The more consistent that you are with a schedule for your puppy, the easier it will be for you guys to avoid accidents and for her to learn this as quickly as possible. Potty training can be so frustrating, but you got to think, they're not messing up all the time, right? Think about it. Last 2 weeks that my baby has been home with me, she's only had a very limited amount of accidents that were beyond her control. And when I say beyond her control, I'm meaning that we have already kind of been settled into the home. She's learning and showing me that she has an ability to go where we need her to go on the potty pad because she's done it at least 5 times. Right? This is not the same as those first couple of days or maybe even that first night when the puppy comes home. They're nervous, they're anxious, they may be peeing everywhere, little drops of nervous or anxious pee. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the pup has already shown that they are peeing on the pad, again, more than 5 times on their own successfully. And now you're starting to see some consistency and there's, again, an accident. Right? The learning curve, it starts to go up, and then it crashes a little bit before it starts to mellow out and become consistent, right? So you're starting to see some accidents. Think about it. Take some accountability because she's just a baby. You got to remember that. She's just a baby. Were those accidents, just be honest, Mom, were those accidents because you slept in late? Or she was crying and you didn't think that it was the potty cry, you thought it was an attention cry and she had an accident somewhere. You were on the phone or you were distracted and it was just a few minutes after feeding time when they normally would have to potty and you didn't take them immediately to the potty area. You went and did something else. There's no shame in it, right? Because accidents happen. You're not perfect. She's not perfect. However, in those moments, we want to give her some grace and give yourself some grace, knowing that accidents happen. She's still learning where it is appropriate to go. And with that consistency in your own scheduling and some grace for yourself as mom, you guys will eventually find a sweet middle ground where she is happy and confident about knowing where is appropriate to potty, and you are happy and confident in your consistency with getting her up in the morning on a routine schedule, getting her fed, getting her breakfast, getting her out the door for potty or in the right areas for potty, until you guys can master this at the drop of a hat. It won't even become a hassle or a problem anymore. Now, the third and final tip I'm going to recommend is your wind down. It has something to do with your wind down routine at night. Okay, so I know my baby loves to have snacks in bed in the middle of the night. I know she does. However, one thing that I need to do just to make sure that throughout the night she's not having accidents inside of the crate, right? Or waking up in the middle of the night and crying, and then now I have to get up as mama and take her out or help her potty or whatever. That's going to become super, super frustrating, right? For everyone. So one thing that I would suggest as tip number 3 for mastering potty training is to limit the amount of food and snacks that you give puppy right before bed. Set a bedtime for your dog. So if your bedtime is 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, go ahead and start getting her ready for bed at 8. Go ahead and start getting her ready for bed and wind it down, putting the toys away, cleaning up the room, setting the tone, right? Getting the blankets ready, getting the bed ready, going out to potty. You've already maybe had dinner an hour before or something like that at 7, right? And at 8, now it's time for her to start winding down. And one of the things that I love about giving your dog her own room is that when she's ready for bed, that doesn't mean I have to be ready for bed either. So if I have her in her own room, I can wind her down just like a baby. I can wind her down for bed, have the lights off in there, the blackout curtains, the aromatherapy going, totally put her to bed. Close the door behind me, and then I can have my own me time an additional 2 hours. If I'm doing this with her at 8 and my personal bedtime's 10, I now have 2 hours at the end of each night of total self-care for me, which, trust me, is totally needed when you have a fur baby like a Great Dane. She is very rambunctious, very playful, very silly. Okay, so creating this routine for me and her will allow the both of us to have some good sleep hygiene and self-care. But I can close the door. It's totally dark in her room. I can go do my thing. She's in there comfortable. She's in the bed. And we've cut off the snacks. We've cut off the water before bed. So that should help alleviate that, again, her tiny little bladder from getting full in the middle of the night, and then maybe possibly accidentally having an accident inside of the crate or waking up in the middle of the night crying to be let outside. Okay, so I hope these tips are helpful to you. If you are a Black woman in need of more training resources for your large breed pup, like the Great Dane or the Cane Corso, check us out here at ruffluxco. Our new Puppy Basics online program will give you every step of the way what you need to know and how to really, again, master the first 7 days home with your puppy for crate training, potty training, and so much more. Thank you guys for watching. You want to stop the camera?